Hong Kong has been known to many as the Hollywood of Asia. So we here at CFK figured, why don't we take you around to show you some of Hong Kong's coolest film locations and deliver you some trivia while we're at it. It's gonna be a fun ride around the city, so here we go. Our first location is set in Fortress Hill, where the film in question was inspired by an American horror classic.
So here we are at New Trend Plaza, where they shot 1998's Biozombie. Now, Biozombie is one of my favorite Hong Kong films. Imagine George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, but in a Hong Kong mall. Now, this mall is called New Trend Plaza. Not so new anymore. One thing that really is noticeable is the fact that there are a lot of mirrors here, and I have no idea how the crew did such an amazing job of hiding themselves. I mean, there's reflections all over the place. It's pretty crazy. So throughout the film, we can see Sam Lee, Jordan Chan, and Angela Tong running by all the zombies and whatnot. And if you look at the ground right here, these are directly the lines we see in the movie, and those are the stairs directly from a certain scene. Now, this is one of Wilson Yip's first films, and I sometimes do wonder, like, you know, we like the Iman films, but what would have happened if he'd been able to go on and do his own more fun, experimental, and crazy comic booky-like stuff? Now, we're gonna show this little setup right here. This mirror right here has a very fun shot, talking about comic booky and creative, in which there's a split screen-like shot happening, but it turns out to be a mirror. So, yeah, really creative stuff. Biozombie, a Hong Kong zombie film in a zombie mall. This mall's kind of dead. No excusing the pun. Yeah, but it's still an interesting location. One other big thing though as well is that the lights are all different now. There used to be these long neon pieces of fun, and now it's just these, you know, somewhat bulb-like things going on as well. So that's a bit of a pity. I kind of like the long neon. And the other thing that's kind of missing is all the crazy VCD and DVD and pirated video game stores, which is very much something you find around Hong Kong, especially in that era. But after 1998, we kind of saw a decline in that. So yeah, very fun mall in the film, a little less fun now. And we're just gonna check out one scene in which Jordan Chan had a bit of an affair with a certain lady. Here we are right here. Now, if you look carefully, the sinks have somewhat been changed, but the dryer on the end is still here. That's the same. All the stalls are more or less the same, and the mirror in the back is still there too. So we got permission to go in here, by the way. This is the ladies' bathroom from Biozombie. So there you go. Slight differences, but overall, pretty much the same. One of the things that makes Biozombie unique and very much a Hong Kong film is the electric use of space. Now, this is a Hong Kong mall. It's not an American mall like in Dawn of the Dead. And stores like this right over here feature in it. Now, the other thing that makes the film somewhat interesting and unique and very fun is the wonderful use of lighting. We see a little bit of Hong Kong blue, we see other neon, and all this makes the film a very special event indeed. So something that gives Biozombie a bit of scale and a bit of an epic energy and everything else are the use of low angles. You commonly see characters running toward the lens, lights flashing behind them, again with all the use of color, and it just gives that film a little bit extra punch. So wide angle lenses, low angles, toward the camera, somewhat hero shots. I really like it, man. It really works. And it just, again, shows the Hong Kong filmmakers really know how to use their space. So one way the mall changed since the film is that over here we used to have some very nice vending machines, and in the film we see Wayne Lai, who, by the way, Mike was in the film with, trapped behind the machines while zombies are going mental out here. And as the camera pulls back, we can also see that the door that is right over there is also in the film itself. So yeah, definitely got the reflected mirrors, we got the door, no vending machines sadly, but you know what? We still got the outside locations. So super fun scene in the film is when Sam Lee, Jordan Chan, and all our heroes try and make an escape. Sam Lee's got a big machete in his hand, Jordan Chan is handcuffed to a computer screen, and as they do it, our heroes try and make their way down here. Sam Lee slides down and goes crotch first into a garbage can at the bottom as the door is just about closed. It's a very fun scene, and you very much can recognize the elevator or escalator from that time. So looking back at it all, this is New Trend Plaza. Doesn't look the way it used to look. Still a lot of fun though, and I'm glad this kind of location exists, man. But yeah, Biozombie, really good fun film. Check it out.
Moving on from zombies, we head over to North Point, to a location where a rogue cop roamed the streets.
So we are here at the North Point Police Station where we're going to discuss the film 9413. Now, everything about this film is slightly eccentric. This is Francis M's directorial debut, shot by Herman Yao. A lot of it should have worked on paper, but it just somehow had its issues. The film grossed a little over 34,000 US dollars and therefore was a commercial flop, but the critics were kind of divided on it. Some people really liked it, some people did not. Now, the entire title of the film is unique within itself. 9413 means 90% chance of death and 10% chance of life, 4 being the Chinese number for death. So what's interesting is that this film will probably never get a Western Blu-ray release. It's out on Blu-ray in Hong Kong, but if they wanted to release this film in the West, they'd have to contend with two things. Firstly, the film is very local. It uses a lot of local locations, has a lot of local situations in it, and that may not translate well to Western audiences. But the biggest issue is the legal ramifications. This film samples heavily from records which I'm sure it does not have the permission for. Amon Tobin, for example, is a good example. Some of his tracks are in here, and unfortunately, I don't think that would work well with copyright infringements in the UK. Yeah, so overall, would I recommend this film? I think I would. Francis M is a dynamic director. He's one of Hong Kong's most eccentric filmmakers and actors. He hasn't directed very many films. I think he did maybe 4 films after this, but this outing is somewhat a combination of The Bad Lieutenant and Beat Takashi's Violent Cop, and it certainly is unique. So if I'm gonna recommend a Hong Kong film with a really interesting location, it's going to be 9413. So how does this scene in question play out? Well, Francis M's character Smashhead comes out of the police station and walks by this fence. Now, this is a more like secure fence. In the movie, it's more of a graded fence, a bit of an old school vibe. And as Francis is walking by it, an attacker comes from this side with a machete on a motorcycle. He tries to chop Francis' head off, but thankfully misses. And as that happens, a second assailant comes from that angle and attempts to stab him. Francis' character catches the blade with blood dripping down and all, and then they proceed to have a fist fight, after which the biker comes back from this angle again and again attempts to chop Francis. The biker, however, thankfully misses, and the assailant who he was fighting with gets on the bike and they drive away toward the sunset. And that is this crazy scene from this crazy film, 9413.
From North Point, we go over to Central. Up next for this film location, we get fancy and spooky.
Getting a little bit spookier, we are here at Central at the Foreign Correspondence Club where they shot a scene for the movie Troublesome Night 3. Now, the Troublesome Night films are an epic saga of ghost films. Some films are an entire story within themselves, some are anthology films, and in this case, we're here at the staircase where Alan Ting met a female ghost. There's Hong Kong blue lighting in the scene, there's a little bit of smoke, and he realizes that this ghost, the singer that he's a huge fan of, may no longer be among the living. So it's an epic scene, it's good fun, and it really shows off the wonderful spirit of the Troublesome Night films. So with Troublesome Night 3 being directed by Herman Yao, you know you've got a director who knows how to use his locations, knows how to use a budget, and knows how to make a movie. So with that being said, he only moved his cast a few meters further over here, and right out of here came Louis Koo, Simon Loy, and all the Troublesome Night alums, and they had a big party out here, and they were chatting and having fun before one of their crew actually committed suicide in the movie. So yeah, it demonstrates how well they knew how to use a budget and they knew what they were doing. Again, the scene is dark yet energetic and fun, and it just shows how clever the Troublesome Night films are. Now, Herman Yao directed the first, I think, 6 Troublesome Night films. So if you want to check out some awesome Hong Kong-based supernatural cinema, the Troublesome Night films are a good way to go.
Moving off of the island and into the night, we go to check out this neo-noir classic set in Tim Sa Choi, Kowloon.
And into the perilous night, we are on location for one of Johnny To's finest films, PTU. Lam Sweat stars in a rare leading role in which he is a cop who loses his gun and enlists his contacts within the police force in order to get it back. One of these contacts is Simon Yam, a terrifying figure and PTU who will make you never want to get a tattoo. The film has excessive forms of violence, beautiful use of shadows, amazing crane shots, and they even hung HMI lights from lampposts. So behind me is the Tom Lee music store where I've bought many a synthesizer myself, and the Tom Lee sign used to be more elongated as seen in the film. There used to be 2 parking meters, now there's a more modern equivalent of it. and the CCTV camera is a bit different, but overall, it's more or less the same. PTU's argumentally from Johnny To's most fruitful era. Other films from this era include Throwdown, Election, and I think it all kind of started with The Mission. This film is a unique piece of Hong Kong cinema, and I can highly recommend it to anybody who enjoys noir films, crime films, and just the awesome look of Hong Kong at night.
Finally, we head over to Mong Kok, where one of Hong Kong's most famous shopping districts plays host to one of Hong Kong's most astounding acting performances.
Beast Cops is a 1998 film from director Gordon Chan, which featured a tour de force by one of Hong Kong's most talented actors, Anthony Wong, aka Anthony Perry. Beast Cops focuses on themes such as morality, stress, and identity, and all wraps it around into an incredible drama. In the film itself, Anthony Wong is sitting here. He speaks to Michael Wong and Sam Lee, and it basically has kind of this theater over here. Now, at the time, it was a bit more grungy, and as you see, it's got this Newport finish right now. It's got the red. Over here is what used to be a cavernous area, now features an elevator, and it looks a lot better now. I do enjoy movie theaters within movies. It's a weird pleasure of mine, and Beast Cops really is a film that pushed me to move to Hong Kong. So if you want to see a unique film and you want to see something interesting, ladies and gentlemen, you should most certainly try Beast Cops.
That's it for our Hong Kong film location tour episode. We hope you had a blast. Tune in next time for more movies, more sights, more trivia, and more crazy from Kong.